Hello everyone, I'm FMZ and welcome to episode 9 of Earning My Spurs. Today we take a look at a roundup of games, including the match with Monaco, the quarterfinal with Everton, as well as some Premier League fixtures. But before we do that, if you enjoy this content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Don't forget I'm a member of the FM Creators community and the Passion for FM team. The link to the Discord server is in the description. Let's get to that Champions League game. Because after the disappointment of losing to Liverpool, we did bounce back and draw with Monaco, but we secured safe passage through to the last 8 of the Champions League. Let's take a look at the goals from this one. And don't forget, we were 3-1 up from the first leg. Dele Alli's goal just after half-time put us 4-1 ahead. Neat little header from the edge of the box. Goalkeeper glitched out, so nothing wrong with that. We did have a goal ruled out before Monaco made it interesting for the last few minutes. Oscar from the edge of the box firing beyond the goalkeeper, but it wasn't enough for Monaco as we secured safe passage through to the quarterfinals, and we'll take a look at who we're going to play right now, in fact. And it is a Champions League quarter-final against the old enemy, against the Arsenal. We will see how we got on with that later in the episode. Let's carry on with the results until then. Moving on to the next game, and that was an FA Cup quarter-final against Everton as we beat them by 2-1. Let's take a look at the goals in this one. Now, definitely a contender coming up for Dodge Gamer's goal of the month. Woober with the cross towards the edge of the box. Nelson Semedo fired it beyond Jordan Pickford for 1-0. We made it 2 just after half-time. Tanguy Ndombele with the second goal. Neat little header from the 6-yard line. Everton made it interesting on 53 minutes. Mina with the ball over top. Romagoli with the header down. Pansel with the touch and the ball through to Moses Keane. I thought he was offside. He wasn't. Thankfully, Everton didn't find a second goal as we made it through to the FA Cup semi-final, and we'll see who we're going to play in that right now as well. FA Cup semi-final wise, it is Manchester City for us under the arch at Wembley to see who makes it through to the FA Cup final. The opponents in the other semi-final are Arsenal or Liverpool, so it could be interesting either way. Finally, we move on to a bit of Premier League action, and it's a win at the Amex Stadium coming up as we beat Brighton by 2-1. Let's take a look at it. Marco Asensio with a rare goal for us on 20 minutes. Harry Kane with the good work down the right-hand side, sending it across to the left where Asensio fired it into the corner. Another goal of the month contender. Brighton did equalise, however. Gross with the ball to White, blocked, and he sent it back to Webster, who fired it in proper eventually with the touch home for Brighton. They had a goal ruled out before Andrea Bellotti came off the bench to win the game for us in the 92nd minute. It could prove a pivotal goal in the title race as we won at the Amex. Moving on to the Champions League quarter-final, so it was an away trip to Arsenal for the first leg. Harry Kane proved the difference. Let's take a look at the goal. Now, I'm not going to lie, Arsenal pretty much dominated this game, but it is goals that matter in these sorts of ties. Lucas Moura with the ball on the right, playing it towards the middle. There is Harry Kane firing beyond Leno to send the away fans rapturous as we took a lead to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Another 1-0 win, this time in the Premier League at home to Burnley. Let's take a look at Harry Kane's goal. In the added time at the end of the first half, Bowen with the free kick in the pouring rain. Harry Kane heading into an empty net after the goalkeeper had come to claim and didn't get there as we beat Burnley by 1-0. Now on to the Champions League quarter-finals second leg, and we are on our way to the semis in this one as we beat Arsenal by 2-1 on the night. 3-1 overall on aggregate. Let's take a look at the goals. Brozovic with the opening goal. Fernandes with the corner into the penalty area. Comes to him, fires it beyond the goalkeeper, and now all white kits for 1-0. Arsenal did find an equaliser on the night. Aubameyang with the goal. Sigurdsson with the ball across. There is Aubameyang standing right on his own. Takes the touch, puts it beyond Oblak for 1-1 on the night. But we did win the game outright on the night. Romagoli with the goal, beating Leno to the ball as we won by 2-1, 3-1 on aggregate. And let's see who we're going to play in the semi-finals of the Champions League. It is a London derby with Chelsea. Could not be bigger, that, for the Champions League semi-finals. You'll see both of those games in the next episode. It is a double live comm for the semi-finals. We're going to see semi-final 1, then semi-final 2. We've got a couple of Premier League games in between, but that is the plan for Chelsea in the semi-finals. Speaking of semi-finals, an absolute humdinger under the arch at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final as we beat Manchester City by 3-2. Let's take a look at it. Romagoli with the opening goal for us just after half-time with a neat little header at the near post. Chiesa made it 2-0 on 52 minutes. A lovely little run coming up for him as he takes on all comers before firing beyond Ederson for 2-0. And we were pretty much home and dry at this point, but we weren't. Manchester City were back in the game on 73 minutes. Bernardo Silva with the goal, exchanges passes with Sane before he gives it back to him, before he fires it beyond Oblak for 2-1. Bit of poor defending coming up from our perspective. Benjamin Mendy with the equaliser all alone at the far post. And I thought at this point we were going to extra time, but we weren't. Wuba with the ball into Dele Alli. Chiesa on this right-hand side, racing through on goal, fired it beyond Ederson to send us through to the FA Cup final, where we will take on Arsenal. Under the arch at Wembley. Now, we've had many FA Cup semi-finals with Arsenal over the years. We have never taken them on in the final itself, so you are guaranteed to see that one as we take on the old enemy under the arch at Wembley. And lastly, for the results today, after the euphoria of everything that's happened so far in this episode, we are going to end on a 0-0. And it wasn't for the want of trying on Chelsea's perspective. Hopefully it won't be a precursor for the Champions League semi-finals, as Chelsea dominated the game but couldn't find a result as it finished 0-0 at the bridge. Blimey, that was a round-up and a half. So to recap, the FA Cup final, Tottenham versus Arsenal at the end of May. We have a Champions League semi-final with Chelsea, 2 legs. You'll see those, both legs, in the next episode. In the Premier League, it is looking forlorn for us in the title race with 5 games to play. We are 7 points behind Arsenal. Manchester United are 5 points behind them, but they have played a game more, so they've jumped above us into second place. Chelsea on 66, Liverpool on 64, Manchester City on 61, then come Bournemouth on 60. That is the top 7. Down at the bottom, it is see you later to Cardiff City, 11 points, minus 75 goal difference. They've been going down since about October, and it has now been confirmed. Newcastle look like they're going to join them, 26 points with 35 played. They have played a game more than everybody around them, and they are 5 from safety. They are going flush. West Bromwich Albion are on 30 points. They have played 34. They are 1 point away from getting out of the drop zone. Crystal Palace and Norwich just above them. Fulham and Burnley are probably looking over their shoulders slightly. Everybody else will be playing Premier League football next season. I'm all out after that. That was a very intense roundup, but good results over Arsenal in the Champions League. Good results as well over Manchester City in the FA Cup to make it through to the final against the Gooners. That will be a humdinger. We do have a lot of good things coming. Next up, Champions League semi-final with Chelsea over 2 legs, of course. The bridge first and then back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hopefully we can make it through to another Champions League final. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and would like to do so, please hit the subscribe button down the corner. Don't forget, if you've got any comments you would like to make on today's video, please leave them below. Also, don't forget, I'm a member of the FM Creators community and the Passion for FM team. The link to the Discord server is in the description. That was episode 9 of Earning My Spurs. I will see you next time at Stamford Bridge for the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. Until then, thanks for watching. Goodbye.